Ramadan wearing clean clothes and are wearing head covering and in a quiet place with your parents with correct ID. So moving on to our surah of today, we would be learning about Surah Al-Lahab. Al-Lahab means the flame. This chapter contains 6 verses and it was revealed in Mecca. This surah was revealed in Mecca during the early years of the call. Some scholars believe that the surah was the 5th to be revealed. The surah seems to deal with the people having red faces and fiery tempers, hence its title. In the before this, Surah An-Nasr references was made to the first part of the promise about the failure of the plotting of his enemies against Islam. This surah refers to its second part. So moving on to our rule in focus today. Today we would be learning about the tafkhim letters. Tafkhim means heaviness. Huruf al-tafkhim must be pronounced with a thick and heavy sound. As you can see, we have 7 letters of tafkhim: kha, sad, dad, ghain, ta, qaf, za. So wherever you see these 7 letters, you have to make sure that you pronounce it with a thick and heavy sound. So we can see the example here below. We have ghain here, and it's a tafkhim letter, so we would be pronouncing this with a thick sound. Aghna. So we have to make sure wherever we see the tafkhim letters, we are pronouncing it with a thick sound, because if we pronounce it with a thin sound, that would be the wrong pronunciation. So aghna, that would be wrong because that's not how you pronounce gha. Same here with the second example, we have sad. Sayasla, we have to pronounce it thick. And here as well we have a ta. Al-hatab. So we have to make sure wherever we find the 7 letters, we have to pronounce it thick and heavy. So let's practice this. Can I request the support teacher to please pick a student?
Yes, sure. AG3005.
AG3005. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. AG3
Can you unmute yourself? AG3005. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Can you recite the last 3 examples?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أغنى سيصلى الخطب.
Okay, just to remember that we have to pronounce these highlighted letters with a thick sound. أغنى.
أغنى
Yes. سيصلى
سيصلى
الحطب.
الخطب.
Yes, well done. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. And I had a turn yesterday.
Sorry, you had a turn yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. But well done, mashallah. Jazakallah. Okay, so can I have one more student, please, for the practice?
Before the next student, can you make G34219MB co-host?
Yes, okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I
Okay.
made it co-host.
Thank you. Our next student is NG3071.
NG3071. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Can you recite the following 3 examples with ta'awuz and tasmiyah?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أخنا سيسنا
الحطب.
الدب
الحطب.
الهدب.
Yes, well done. Just to remind here that it's a la here. Sayasla.
سيصلى.
Okay, jazakallah. Well done. Okay, so now I'm going to play the recording of Surah Al-Lahab. I want all the students to recite along with it and look out for all the rules that have been applied. So let me just share my screen. Okay.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب
تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب
ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب
ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب
سيصلى نارا ذات لهب
سيصلى نارا ذات لهب سيصلى نارا ذات لهب
وامرأته حمالة الحطب
وامرأته حمالة الحطب وامرأته حمالة الحطب
في جيدها حبل من مسد
في جيدها حبل من مسد في جيدها حبل من مسد
Okay, so I hope all students have listened carefully and heard all the rules that have been applied in the surah. So we're going to practice the first 3 verses of Surah Al-Lahab. So can I request the support teacher to please pick a student for the practice?
Yes, AG3047.
AG3047. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Can you recite Surah Al-Lahab for me with ta'awuz and tasmiyah?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب. ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب.
Okay, Jazakallah. Well done, but just wanted to say that here, ma lahu, you have to prolong this. Ma lahu wa ma kasab. Also here, we have a ba which carries a shadda. Do you know what rule applies here?
Kalkala.
Yes. Is it a strong or a medium?
Strong.
Yes. So can you recite this verse again by following that?
تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب.
Yes, that's right. Well done. You have good tajween, mashallah. Jazakallah. Can I have another student, please?
Yes. NG3075.
NG3075. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Can you recite Surah Al-Lahab for me with ta'awuz and tasmiyah?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب. ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب.
Okay, Jazakallah. I just want to say that, do you know what the stroke is, which is highlighted here?
Vertical Dhamma.
Yes, so how long do we prolong this for?
2 seconds.
Yes, so here as well we have to prolong it for 2 seconds. And here we have a small mud. Do you by any chance know how long we prolong it for?
For 4.
Yes, so we have to make sure that all these prolongation are applied correctly because that can change the meaning. So can you recite the last verse again for me?
ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب.
Okay, that's better. Well done. Also, I heard that you pronounced the ghain with a thick sound, which is very well done because we have learned about it. It's a tafkhim letter. So, mashallah, jazakallah. Can I have another student?
Next student is NG3079.
NG3079. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Can you recite Surah Al-Lahab for me with ta'awuz and tasmiyah?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تبت يدا أبي لهب كسب ما أنا عنه ماؤله وما كسب.
Okay, Jazakallah. Well done, mashallah, for your effort. Very well done. I would just like to ask you, do you know what this is? This small stroke that I've highlighted on top of meme, do you know what that is? You don't know?
No.
Oh, it's okay. So it's a fatha and it's followed by alif. So we would be prolonging this for around 2 seconds. Okay?
Okay.
Mashallah, well done. Jazakallah for your time. Can I have another student, please?
Our next student, AG3012.
AG3012, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Can you recite the Surah
Walaikum
Al-Lahab?
assalam.
Walaikum assalam. Can you recite Surah Al-Lahab for me?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب.
Okay, Jazakallah. I've just noticed that, we have a ba which carries a shadda. So you do know which rule
Yes.
applies here?
No.
Okay, so we have to do a qalqala here. We have to combine this strongly. Tabbat yada.
Okay.
And here as well. So it's the ba comes at the end. So we have to do a really strong qalqala. Can you? So let me just recite it, then you can do it. تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب.
تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب.
Yes, well done, mashallah. Okay, Jazakallah. So let's move on to the hifz of today. We are going to be listening to all the homework. So can I request the support teacher to please pick a student for that?
Yes.
And I want all the students to please accept the invitation for the breakout rooms. Jazakallah. Yes.
Okay. Our first student for Hifz, AG3029.
AG3029.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. Could you tell me which surah you have already recited in the previous classes?
Al-Falaq.
Okay, Surah Al-Falaq. Okay, so which surah do you want to recite right now, or should I pick for you?
You should pick one.
Okay, can you recite Surah An-Nas for me?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس مالك
ऊपर आके मुझे ना मैक का चार्जर दो ऊपर आके
إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس
Okay, Jazakallah, mashallah, well done. Your memorization was very good. Your tajweed was good as well, but just look at some points. So here we have tawus. You know we have ayn here, so we have to pronounce it with a thick sound. A'u. Can you recite this?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Yes, and I really like that you prolonged the ta with a thick sound. So well done for that. And let's look at if there's anything else. Okay, so we here have a noon mushaddad. How long do we do the nasal sound here for?
2.
2 seconds, yes. And we have a ba here. Do you know which rule applies here?
No,
Yes, so which rule do we have to follow in this ba?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, it's a qalqala, which means you have to do a strong joining when you join with ra. So, قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. Can you recite it again for me?
قل أعوذ برب الناس.
Yes, well done, mashallah. Jazakallah. And can I have another student, please?
Yes. NG3020.
NG3020. Assalamu alaikum.
NG3020. Can you unmute yourself?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Which surah you have already recited in the classes before?
It's
Can you recite Surah Al-Ikhlas for me?
okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد
NG3020, I can't hear you properly. Can you come near the mic?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Can you recite again for me?
قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له
Okay, Jazakallah. I still couldn't hear you properly, but your hips was nice, mashallah. But there are just few points I would like to say here. We have a qa here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have learned about this rule today. Do you know what type of letter this is?
It's a calcula.
No, it's a tafkhim letter we learned today. So we have to pronounce this with a thick sound, okay? Qul.
قل.
Yes. Also, we have a dal here. You remember which rule applies here?
We have to make it a jerking sound.
Yes. So we have to make sure when we are reciting, we keep out all the rules, okay? So can you recite again for me this first verse?
قل هو الله أحد.
Yes, that's better. Jazakallah. Can I have another student, please?
She maybe have her sister too, and G3036.
G3, okay. G3036.
36.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Which surah you have already recited in class?
I can't remember.
You can't remember. Okay, so for me, can you recite Surah Al-Falaq?
Okay. قل قل أعوذ
With ta'awuz?
برب
With ta'awuz and tasmiyah?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر
I can't hear you. Please come near the mic.
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Okay, can you recite again for me because I couldn't hear you properly?
قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
NG3036, I'm having a difficulty hearing you. So,
I think I can choose another student.
yes, can I have another student instead, please?
Yeah, sure. AG3008.
AG3008. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Which surah you have already recited in class?
Surat Al-Nas.
Okay, so can you recite Surah Al-Falaq for me?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله
Surah Al-Falaq. قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا
حسد.
فسد.
Okay.
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Okay. Okay, Jazakallah.
Can I recite again?
Yes, you can recite again. With ta'awuz and tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Okay, Jazakallah. Well done for trying, but revise again for the fluency. So let's look at some rules. I really liked that you did nasal sound here. So that was a really good thing because that's really hard to do, but well done for that. Also, you did qalqala here. Yes, which was very good, mashallah. And I would just like to remind here that we have a ba which carries a mushadda, which carries a shadda. So what do we have to do in this letter?
We have to prolong it for 2 seconds.
We don't prolong this, we just make a strong connection. So when we join ra, we do it strongly.
Okay.
Bin falaq.
Okay.
Okay, can you recite the first verse again?
قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
Yes, that's right. Well done, mashallah. So I want you to keep revising the Surah Al-Falaq to improve your memorization, okay?
Okay.
Jazakallah. Can I request another student, please?
Our next student, NG3033.
NG3033. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Which surah you have already recited in class?
Already recited Surah Al-Falaq.
Surah Al-Falaq. Okay. Can you recite then for me Surah An-Nas?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس.
Okay, Jazakallah. Your hifz was very well done, well recited. So I will just like to go through some tajweed rules with you. Could you tell me here? We have a noon, it carries a shadda. So what rules applies here?
You have to prolong it.
And we have to do a nasal sound here. Malikin nas.
Malikin nas.
Yes. Also here as well, I could hear that you were not doing nasal sounds. So we have to make sure that we do nasal sound here, okay? Can you recite me again this full surah by remembering it?
قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس.
Yes, that's better. So you have to remember the do nasal sound because this is very important. Okay, Jazakallah. Well done. Can I have another student, please? Jazakallah.
Our next student is AG3026.
AG3026. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Which surah you have already recited in class?
I think Surah Nas.
Surah An-Nas. Okay. So can you recite Surah Al-Fatiha for me?
I've also read Surah Fatiha.
Okay. So can you recite then Surah Al-Falaq?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله
قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Okay, Jazakallah. Your hifz was very nice, mashallah. Well done. Let's look at some of the rules that you have applied. Okay, here. I could hear that you were doing qalqala at the end of each verse, which was very good. But just to make sure that when you're doing qalqala, you don't recite a separate word. So, قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ.
Okay.
Can you recite again?
قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
Yes, so we don't recite it as a separate word. Well done. And also, I heard that you were doing nasal sound in here in Nun Sakin, which was very good. Also, here we can see, the tha, it carries a stroke. Do you know what stroke this is?
Inverted fatha.
It's a fatha.
Inverted
So how long do we prolong it?
2 seconds.
Yes, so we have to make sure when we are reciting, we prolong it properly. Can you recite this verse again? From Wamin?
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
Yes, that's right. Well done. Jazakallah. Can I have another student, please?
Yes, our next student NG3055.
NG3055. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Which surah you have already recited in class?
I haven't had a turn.
Okay, you haven't had the chance. Can you recite Surah Al-Fatiha for me?
Yes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت إليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Ameen. Jazakallah. Well done, mashallah, for your effort. I would just like to highlight here that, with A'uzu, we have a ayn here. So we have to pronounce it from our throat. Can you recite it for me? A'u.
Ow.
Okay, that's better. So let's see some rules that we can follow. Okay, here. Your memorization was very good, but you were reciting a bit fast. So when we recite Quran, we have to make sure that we are following all tajweed rules. So we have to properly apply those rules. So I would like to ask you, the ayn here, it carries a stroke. Do you know what this stroke is?
Yes.
Can you tell me?
Vertical fatha.
Yes. And for how long do we prolong this for?
2 seconds.
Yes. So wherever we see these vertical fatha, dhamma, kasra, we have to prolong it for 2 seconds. Because if we don't, it's going to change the meaning. Can you recite for me the first verse?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Yes, that's right. Well done. Jazakallah for your time, and keep revising your memorization of your hifz, and also apply the rules that we have learned. Okay?
Okay.
Jazakallah. Can I have another student, please?
AG3003.
AG3003. Assalamu alaikum. AG, can I have another student?
He's
Assalamualaikum.
unmuted.
Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Which surah you have already recited in class?
None.
None. Okay. Which surah do you want to recite?
Surah Fatiha.
Surah Fatiha. Okay. Please start with Ta'awuz and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Ameen. Jazakallah. Your hifz was very nice. MashaAllah. I would just. Assalamu alaikum.
Can my sister also read?
Yes. What's her ID?
NG3020.
NG3020. Okay. Yes. What are you going to recite for me? Surah Al-Fatiha.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Can you recite Surah Al-Fatiha for me?
Okay. A'udzu billahi minasy syaithanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghairil maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amin.
Ameen. Jazakallah. Well done, mashallah. Your hifz was very good. I would just like to highlight few points for both of you that we have a ha here. So if any of you can tell me what this ha, what type of letter is this? Do you know?
Gunna.
No, it's a ha, rufi halki. So we pronounce it from our throat. So we have to make sure we pronounce it with slight from thick and heavy sound, but from our throat. Alhamdulillah. Can you recite the first line for me?
Alhamdulillah.
Yes. And please recite the full verse.
Okay. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
Yes, here again we have a ayn. Rabbil Alameen.
Rabbil Alameen.
Yes, so make sure that these harufi halki are pronounced from the throat, so they're slightly heavier and thicker. But well done, both of you. Your hifz was very nice, mashallah. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, Jazakallah. Can I have one last student, please?
Yes, NG3025.
NG3025. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Which surah you have already recited in class?
I have recited Surah Al-Nas and Surah Al-Falaq.
Okay, so can you recite Surah Al-Fatiha for me?
Yes. How did it start again? I forgot.
With Ta'awuz and Tasmiyah?
Oh, yes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Alhamdu.
Oh yeah, sorry. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Ameen. Jazakallah. Well done. Your hifz was very nice. Your memorization was very good. Just I would like to point out few points that you prolonged the ha here in أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. So the ha carries a kasra, so we do not prolong it. Can you recite the ta'awuz again for me?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Yes, that's right. Perfect. Also, I would seem like to highlight here harufi halki. So we have a ha here and ain. So we have to make sure that we pronounce it from our throat. Here as well, ha, and here as well. Can you recite the first two verses for me following this rule?
Okay. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم.
Yes, well done, mashallah. So keep revising your hifz and remember the rule of halki. So we have to recite it from our throat. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
So now we are coming towards the end of our class. Just to remind the homework today, I want all the students to learn Surah Al-Lahab and keep revising Surah Al-Fatiha, Surah An-Nas, Surah Al-Falaq, and Surah Al-Ikhlas. And remember the rule that we have learned today of Tafkhim, your 7 letters, which are highlighted here, and you have to pronounce this letter with a thick sound. So let's end our class with the prayer. Can I request a student to recite this prayer?
Yes. AG AG3004.
AG3004. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Can you recite this prayer with translation? Start with Tawuz and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم همني بالقرآن عن القرآن
Bil-Qur'an al-Azim.
عن العظيم واجعلنه لي
Mawwa.
موعظة
Nurawwa.
وهدى ورحمة.
Yes. Translation.
O Allah, have mercy on me through the great Quran and make it for me the leader, the light, the guidance and the mercy.
Okay, Jazakallah. Well done. So inshallah, see everyone in our next class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.